Hello friends, welcome to our channel, where we bring you knowledge from books in a simple and interesting way. Today, we have brought you the story of a book that has changed the thinking and lives of millions of people. We are talking about Robert Kiyosaki's best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book gives you an in-depth understanding of money, financial education, and the mindset required to become wealthy. It revolves around the stories of two fathers, one rich and one poor. Their thoughts and decisions influence their financial conditions in different ways, which is the key message of this book. In this video, we will explain the 6 lessons, the most important principles, and inspiring stories from Rich Dad, Poor Dad in simple Hindi. If you want to improve your financial life, this video will serve as a guide for you. You will learn how money can work for you, the difference between assets and liabilities, why financial education is more important than school education, and how rich people become wealthy through their mindset. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share it, and subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to provide you with knowledge that can give your life a new direction. So, without any delay, let's begin this incredible journey and explore the lessons that Robert Kiyosaki's great book teaches us. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of this book, had 2 fathers. One was highly educated, a PhD holder, but remained poor all his life and died in poverty. That's why Robert calls him the poor dad. The other father, though not very educated, was very wealthy, and Robert referred to him as the rich dad. Now, you might wonder, how can one person have 2 fathers at the same time? The answer is that Robert's real father, the poor one, had a dream that Robert would study hard, get a good job in a big company, and secure his future. On the other hand, Robert's rich dad was actually the father of his friend Mike. He wanted Robert to learn about challenges and real-life experiences, not just school lessons. Some lessons in life cannot be taught in classrooms, they can only be learned through experience. School education might help you get good grades, but life's education teaches you much more. Education is important, no doubt, but relying solely on it won't help you achieve everything. So, what exactly should we do? The first lesson in Rich Dad, Poor Dad says, rich people don't work for money. This statement might sound strange, but let's understand it through a simple story. There was a man who owned a donkey. Whenever he wanted the donkey to work hard, he would dangle a carrot in front of it. Seeing the carrot, the donkey would keep moving forward, hoping to eat it one day. For the man, this was a great trick to make the donkey work, but the poor donkey never got the carrot. Why? Because the carrot was just an illusion. Many people are like that donkey. They keep working hard, believing that one day they will become rich. But for most, wealth remains just a dream. Chasing money will never make you rich. Instead of working for money, you should make money work for you. When we want to become rich, fear and greed take control of us. We fear remaining poor, so we work even harder. Then greed kicks in, though we start imagining all the beautiful things money can buy. This fear and greed trap us in an endless cycle. This cycle is what Rich Dad calls the rat race. As a result, we work harder to earn more, then spend more, and fall into a never-ending trap. Most people who want to be rich fall into this trap. That's why you should not run after money, but make money chase you. If you have a job, don't go to work thinking that you will receive a paycheck every month. That paycheck barely covers your bills, and this becomes a never-ending cycle. Frustrated, you look for a new job and start working harder, but even then, you are still working for money. This is why you never become rich. Face the truth, you are responsible for yourself, not others. Ask yourself the right questions, because only you have the answers. Are you working just for job security, where you have no fear of being fired, or are you simply working for money, thinking that one day you will become rich? If your answer is yes, then I feel sorry for you, because the dream of becoming rich will never come true. You will remain stuck in financial struggles. But if your answer is no, then the first step is to eliminate fear from your mind. The fear of not making enough money forces you to act without thinking, which leads to failure. We all have fear and desire, it's natural, but don't let them control you to the point that you start making poor decisions. It's better to think things through before acting. Don't just follow your heart, use your mind as well. Every morning, ask yourself, Are you doing as much as you should? Are you utilizing your full potential? Stop thinking like ordinary people who only work for money. Stop blaming your boss for paying you less. If you take responsibility for your problems, you will also find the solution. This is the first and most important lesson that Rich Dad taught Robert Kiyosaki. One part of this lesson was that Rich Dad made Robert work at a convenience store without paying him. The benefit? Robert worked with full dedication and, during this time, got several new business ideas. He noticed that the store clerk would tear the front cover of old comic books and throw them away while keeping the covers for credit returns. A distributor would then come in and take those torn covers in exchange for new comics. One day, Robert asked the distributor if he could take the old comics. The distributor agreed, on the condition that he wouldn't sell them. This sparked a business idea. Robert started renting out those old comics to his friends and other children, charging 10 cents per book for 2 hours. He wasn't selling them, just renting them out. He even hired Mike's sister to manage the rental for $1 per week. Within a week, they made $9.50, learning a key lesson: make money work for you instead of working for money. Lesson 2, Why Financial Literacy Matters. In 1923, a meeting was held at the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago, attended by the world's wealthiest business leaders, including Charles Schwab, the president of a major steel company, and Samuel and Sewell, the head of the largest utility company of that time. However, 25 years later, many of these powerful men had gone bankrupt, committed suicide, or lost their mental stability. This proves that earning money is not enough. Learning how to keep money is more important. Lottery winners often live lavishly for a few years, only to return to financial ruin. Many people ask, how can I become rich? The real answer is, first, become financially literate. If you want to build an empire, you must first dig deep and lay a strong foundation. But most people try to build an empire state building on a 6-inch concrete slab, which is why they fail. Robert's poor dad wanted him to focus on education, while Rich Dad wanted him to become financially literate. Most schools teach students how to build a small house, not a strong financial foundation. Formal education is important, but it's not everything in real life. Lesson 3. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Many middle-class and poor people mistakenly believe that their liabilities are assets. The rich know what true assets are and focus on acquiring them. Rich Dad taught Robert the principle of K.I.S.S.A. Keep it simple, stupid. He taught him a simple but crucial lesson. Always buy assets, not liabilities. If this is so simple, why isn't everyone rich? Because people don't even think about it. They assume they understand financial literacy, but they only have general literacy, not financial literacy. What are assets and liabilities? Assets: things that put money in your pocket. Liabilities: things that take money out of your pocket. For example, if you buy a house and rent it out, the rental income can cover the loan payments, making it an asset. If you buy a house just to live in, it's a liability because it doesn't generate any income. The rich stay rich because they focus on buying assets. The poor and middle class don't understand this principle, so they remain financially stuck. How the middle class spends money. Middle class people spend most of their money on liabilities: mortgage, rent, car loans, house loans, credit card bills, fees, utility bills. All their income is spent on these, leaving no savings. Some even go into debt, making them poor. How the rich make money work for them. The rich buy assets that generate passive income. They take loans to buy properties. They rent out these properties, using the rental income to pay off the loan. Eventually, the property becomes theirs while still generating income. Example: if a property's loan installment is $100, they rent it out for $200. They pay the bank $100 and keep the remaining $100 as profit. The real difference between rich and poor. In the past, children were told that good grades would lead to a successful career, but today, many highly educated professionals, including doctors and engineers, still struggle financially. Simply earning more money doesn't solve financial problems. Learning how to manage money does. Many newlywed couples assume that because both spouses earn, they are financially secure, so they start saving to buy a bigger house. However, With a bigger house comes bigger financial responsibility, as some more property taxes, a new car, new furniture, etc. Their liabilities keep increasing, their income rises, but so do their expenses. This cycle, known as the rat race, traps them. Eventually, they realize their mistake, but by then, they are too deep into financial commitments. When such people come to Robert Kiyosaki asking, "How can I become rich?" They are asking the wrong question. The real problem is not that they don't earn enough, it's that they don't know how to manage their finances. The key to financial freedom: most people fear public speaking because they fear rejection. They avoid taking risks and prefer to follow the crowd. But real success comes from thinking independently, not from following the masses. People say, your house is your biggest asset, but this is a lie. Taking loans for bigger houses and cars only increases liabilities. You must break free from the herd mentality and think for yourself. The Japanese believe in 3 types of power. The sword A symbolizes physical strength, jewels A symbolize financial power, the mirror A symbolizes self-knowledge, which is the most important power. If you stand in front of a mirror and honestly ask yourself, am I following the crowd, or am I making my own decisions? The answer will reveal your true strength. The poor and middle class remain financially stuck because they allow money to control them instead of controlling money. The rich think differently and they make money work for them. People believe they are making the best use of their money by working hard, but if they invested it wisely, their lives could change forever. However, this rarely happens because they spend all their time working tirelessly. They consider their jobs as a safety net and don't think beyond them. Additionally, the burden of loans prevents them from taking the risk of leaving their jobs. Now, ask yourself, if you quit your job today, how long could you sustain yourself? If you're not financially literate, have relied only on your salary, and have accumulated liabilities instead of assets, your financial future is a major challenge. Your net worth only tells you how much you own, including depreciating assets like an old car. In contrast, wealth refers to how much money your assets generate for you. For instance, if you have an asset generating $3,000 per month but your expenses are $6,000, you can only sustain yourself for half a month. The solution is to increase the income from your assets. While this won't make you rich overnight, it will move you toward wealth. If your assets cover all your expenses, even if you suddenly quit your job, you won't have to worry about finances. To be wealthy, your expenses must always be lower than the growth of your assets. Lesson 4. Mind your own business. Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, once gave a speech at an MBA class in 1947. After his inspiring talk, he joined the students for drinks and asked them what business they thought he was in. Everyone responded, "The burger business." He laughed and said, "No, my real business is real estate." Every McDonald's franchise is located in prime real estate, and franchise owners must buy the land too. In reality, McDonald's is a real estate empire. Robert's rich dad taught him that most people work for others instead of themselves. They pay taxes to the government, work for companies as employees, and pay mortgages to banks. This happens because the education system trains students to become employees, not employers. People become what they study. If you study science, you become a doctor. If you study math, you become an engineer. But this mindset doesn't serve students well, as they remain stuck between jobs and businesses. Instead of saying, "I am a doctor" or "I am a banker," shift your mindset to building a business. Most people spend their lives working for others and making them rich rather than creating wealth for themselves. Many realize too late that their home loan is a burden, not an asset. A car, for example, depreciates as soon as you drive it off the lot, turning into a liability rather than an asset. The key is to invest in real assets, such as businesses that don't require your constant presence, real estate investments, stocks and bonds. Choose investments that genuinely interest you, as passion leads to better understanding and smarter decisions. Robert himself had an interest in real estate and small businesses, which he pursued alongside his job, steadily building his asset column. Every dollar you earn should be put to work for you, not wasted. Lesson 5. The rich invent money after inventing the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell patented it and tried to sell the rights for $100,000 to Western Union. The company declined, thinking it was too expensive. Later, Bell's invention gave rise to AT&T, a major telecom empire. Robert has been teaching since 1984 and has noticed that most people have potential, but self-doubt holds them back. After leaving school, people realize that grades alone don't determine success. It's not just smart people who succeed, but bold ones. Financial knowledge is important, but so is courage. Most people avoid financial risks, but to become wealthy, you must take calculated risks. Future billionaires will be created, just as some will go bankrupt. Your choices will determine your financial future. If you increase your financial intelligence, you can achieve a lot, but if you don't, the coming years may be even more challenging. The world is constantly changing. What was an asset yesterday can become a liability today. Many people struggle financially because they cling to outdated ideas instead of adapting to new opportunities. Robert designed a game called Cash Flow to teach people how money works and how to escape the rat race. One woman who played the game won a boat but was shocked to learn she had to pay heavy taxes on it. What seemed like an asset turned into a liability. This is exactly how financial ignorance impacts real life. People make poor financial decisions because they don't understand how money works. The biggest difference between the rich and the middle class is their approach to luxury. Middle-class people spend on luxuries first, while the rich buy luxuries last only after their assets generate enough income to afford them. Lesson 6. Work to learn, not for money. A journalist once interviewed Robert and told him she wanted to become a famous writer like him. Robert asked her, "What's stopping you?" She replied that her job wasn't progressing. He suggested she take a sales class, but she dismissed the idea, thinking sales was beneath her. She didn't realize that selling skills were crucial for success. Robert himself had attended a sales school. A talent is useless if you don't know how to market it. If you don't learn how to sell, even great skills won't make you money. Many people refuse to take up sales jobs because they see them as inferior, but sales skills are essential for financial success. The key lesson: don't focus solely on job security, focus on learning. Poor dads worry about stable jobs, while rich dads focus on acquiring new skills. School rewards specialization, but financial success requires a broader understanding of money, investments, and sales. Would you rather work hard, pay taxes, and save money at 5% interest, only to be taxed again, or invest your time and money in financial education to create wealth? The world keeps changing, technology evolves, markets rise and fall, and the stock market fluctuates. But if you're financially intelligent, none of this will matter. You'll always be prepared to seize opportunities and build wealth.